Okay, Ilsa. They're all kind of wandering in and getting to their seats. To introduce who is going to be our presenter today, this is the Dean of the Honors College, Dr. Ilsa Marie Lee. She's reporting in from her home, which is beautiful. And she's going to talk a little bit today about the Honors College, what that looks like for students coming through orientation, and maybe some things to keep in mind throughout the summer. I've kind of explained to her that you guys are going to be helping with our online orientation, but then also those in-person boot camps. So there's going to be a few layers to that. And then she's going to present, we're recording this, and then we're also at the end going to leave some time for Q&A. So you guys can kind of be thinking of those questions as you go as well. Please take notes. And then otherwise, I'll turn it over to you, Ilsa.
Thank you very much, Shannon. I appreciate it. And oh my goodness, I was hoping that you would turn it around so that I can see the students in there. So hi, everybody. Thank you for letting me be at home. I really appreciate it. My husband just got his second shot, so I feel a little bit safer. Yes, about COVID, and I'm sure you guys have also watched that the numbers are going down. And let's keep it that way. So now it's still time to keep the pedal to the metal. So thank you for being orientation leaders. Shannon, thank you for your leadership with our orientation leaders. This is such an important part of our university's efforts to make our freshmen feel welcome and at home. I would like to talk to you guys about the Honors College. I know that we have honor students in the audience as well. But thank you for helping us identify these students. Sometimes students will come to orientation and not even realize that we have an honors college or that they should consider honors. And so help us identify those students, please. With every orientation center session, we usually have anything between 10 and 15 students who at that moment decide, hey, I want to join the Honors College, and they can, even during orientation in the summer, whether it's online or boot camp. We have a quick way of turning applications around, and Shannon can certainly help you with that as well. So I have a presentation that I will share with you guys. Oops, I accidentally muted myself. Sorry. Here, this is the button for sharing my screen. Okay. All right, now I'm sharing my screen, and here is my PowerPoint, and then I click this little button. Good. So, guys, you can all see it. I see a thumbs up from Shannon. I'm in good standing. I always love to show the students what a beautiful place this is, and especially on a day like today where we're covered in snow. Isn't that wonderful to know that we're making the transition to this beautiful valley, guys? And you can, Asbjornsen Hall is not there. Look at that parking lot in front of the sub and all of those things. Oh my goodness. Woo. Anyway, this is what's waiting. These are the wonderful people that help me each and every day in the Honors College. Dr. Schultz is the assistant dean. He also teaches in chemical biological engineering. Dr. Bertonoli is one of the investigators for Montana Embry and oversees the text and critics syllabus. Ms. Dawn Major is we've actually been together working in honors for, I think, 11 years. So please reach out to her with any questions you might have. Natalie McKay was an honor student, as was Dr. Schultz. And so she's our program coordinator, can help with anything, any questions you might have. Levon Ras Ogilvie is our new diversity partner in the Honors College. So please help us identify students from underrepresented groups that you think might be a wonderful candidate for the Honors College. Years ago, during orientation, is when I met Stephen Davis, who is Native American, played on the basketball team. And he came up to me and he said, Dr. Lee, do you think I can do this? And I said, absolutely. So, and that was during orientation. Please help us find these wonderful students. Tommy Donovan is probably our most beloved professor in honors. He always talks about terrorizing the freshmen, but really he teaches 3 sections of text and critics every semester. And if he could do more, we would have him do it more. and then also a wonderful honor seminar. Ben Lubner helps us with major scholarship advising, also with great expeditions trips, and helps with the presidential interviews this week as well. 50 faculty members campus-wide. So what do we offer? We offer a separate honors degree. Students can complete an honors curriculum at the same time that they're completing their majors. We offer small classes, and so honors chemistry, honors physics, those are smaller classes than just the regular classes. Distinguished inspirational faculty within the honors college and within departments. We have unique interdisciplinary courses that you can't really offer within a department. You can offer in honors because we routinely blur the disciplinary lines. We have lots of core classes in honors. So instead of taking core outside of honors, students can elect to take a course within honors. We have a major called the Directed Interdisciplinary Studies degree. Students can pick whether it's a BA or a BS. This is becoming increasingly popular. You might have students ask you about this. And then we also do major scholarship advising in the Honors College. The picture is a picture of Maggie Russell, Rhonda Russell's daughter, at Hike and Read with the reservoir in front of us and the Milky Way above her. Here are some of the faculty that teach for us in the Honors College. We actually have a faculty award called the Spirit of Discovery Faculty Award. This was an award that was gifted to us by a graduate of the Honors College, Brian Vartheim's parents. So here are some of the faculty. These are faculty members that have won it in the past, Abby Richards and Blake Wiedenheft. And then last year, we actually have, and Stephanie Bakaya, last year we gave 3 awards, Wendy Stock, Ron June, and Bob Rydell all won this award. And we're just about to launch this award. Students nominate faculty members for this award, and it carries a very generous cash stipend. And we make this announcement usually in April at the time of our graduation. We have an Honors Academy. We won't be offering the Honors Academy this summer because we're not quite sure how many people will be vaccinated, but we will again do an Honors type of academy right before school starts. And this year, this one is one of my favorite pictures because the students had an Honors Virology class as part of the Honors Academy. They set out to find a virus. Guys, this is pre-COVID, that they went to the Bozeman wastewater plant and tried to find a virus, and they did. And this was Matilda. And so all the students actually wrote a little paper on Matilda. Major scholarships. Last year was a wonderful, wonderful year for major scholarship winners. We had 4 Goldwater scholars, and they're on this picture. Sheridan Brown from Livingston, Montana, Gardner, Montana, really, and Gabby Spoortsum from Missoula, Franklin Onlongi from Kentucky, Michaela Wood from Washington. They were all our 4 Goldwater scholars. We had a Schwartzman scholar, Garrett Leach. Since then, we've won 2 more. And then we had 2 Truman scholars, Max Yates and Brianna Bullshows, and a Fulbright scholar. Those were in 2020. 2021 is going to be a great year too. I can already kind of feel it. But gosh, it's been so strange to not have a picture of all our Goldwaters in one picture. And it's just because it was the pandemic. So we've won a lot of these awards, guys, and this brings students to the institution as well. From 2009 to 2020, 31 Goldwater scholars. That's just amazing. 3 Rhodes, 8 Udalls, 9 Trumans, Boren and Fulbright, Gates Cambridge, Schwartzman, and 44 NSF graduate research fellowships. This is at the Truman Library in Missouri. That year, we had 2 Truman scholars, Connor and Haley. But what was really cool is that the Truman Leadership Week was organized by this Bobcat, Alex Patterson. So I was very proud of our 3 Bobcats at the Truman Leadership Week. This is when Zariah Tolman heard that she won a Truman Scholarship. This is a group of Truman scholars that we had together for our 125th anniversary of the institution. We brought all these Rhodes scholars and Rhodes national finalists back, which was really fun, also for the 125th anniversary. So this professor here, Maurice Burke, actually was a department head, and he was also a Bobcat Rhodes scholar in mathematics. And so I can go on and on. Let me go on. This was the last time we had 4 Goldwater scholars together for a picture. These are some of the honors courses that we offer. Departmental courses are up here. So honors chemistry, physics, calculus, economics, sociology, microbiology, it goes on more. And then interdisciplinary 400 levels courses, art and science of medicine, human nature, death becomes us, critical perspectives and leadership, Shakespeare and performance, design thinking for our community. Well, Wolves in Yellowstone is a photography course, First Amendment, free speech, past, present, and future, our nuclear age, mapping the greater Yellowstone, and then tons of honors contract and independent studies as well. Great Expeditions, we unfortunately, because of COVID, now know that this has been cancelled, the cultural landscape of war in England and France. But next year, we're going to go to the Himalaya and look at these two professors that are going to teach this course, Dave Lagerson and Conrad Anker, who will take the students to Nepal. Every semester, we offer a gifted students course, individual research and honors thesis project, the Honors Academy, July through August, that's not going to happen. Freshman Research Symposium, yes, we will do that in person. Tippett Rise Art Expedition, Snowmaster seminars, and then tons of weekend seminars as well, 1-credit courses that we offer. And this is just to get the students excited about going to Nepal. It's going to be so wonderful when COVID is lifted and we can travel the world again. Text and Critics, this is the foundational course. I know many of you have taken this course. 2 semesters. The fall semester is the knowledge semester, and in the spring semester is the imagination semester. In this picture is in the quads, that's Dean Kairos teaching at sections of Text and Critics. I hope we might be able to do so again in the future. He was fantastic. Students will tell us in the semester it's their favorite course, and then at their senior exit interview will still tell us that Text and Critics was their favorite course. It is a US seminar, but it's 4 credits. And then as part of that, we have an Honors Presents lecture series. We used to have assemblies of all the Text and Critics courses, classes and sections, and then we just became too big. So we created this lecture series that goes throughout the semester. Every student in Text and Critics is expected to attend 3, but they attend way more than just 3 of these courses, lectures every semester. This is one of my favorites. Let me just go back here, Last of Its Kind. This was a National Geographic cover in 2019. That was the last of this white rhinos. And the students on their own, by the way, the students are organizing this lecture series now, invited the gal who was the photographer of that cover shot. Her name was Amy Vitale. This is on another photograph of the same rhino, this time with the game warden's hands on top. And here she is. Her name was Amy Vitale. Last spring, just before we shut down for COVID, it was almost exactly a year ago. She was at the Emerson, a packed audience, 700 students, 700 community members in the Emerson, as part of Honors Presents. Students organized this. And I really love this photograph. Kelly Gorham took it because it looks as though she's literally standing in the water of this hot spring in Russia. So this goes from strength to strength. We love organizing masterclasses in coordination with the Leadership Institute. And of course, last fall, we couldn't have a speaker in person with the masterclass. That just simply didn't happen. But soon we'll be back. And I'm very excited about the speakers that I already know will be coming. Scott Kelly, Dalia Moorhead, Brian Stevenson, Amy Vitale, and this is Michael Zandel. Oh my goodness, he has a new book that I can't wait for us to discuss. This is Don with the superintendent of Yellowstone National Park, Dan Wenk. I love these interactions, and Scott Kelly 2 years ago. The Freshman Research Symposium, if people ask you, what is the Research Symposium? We look forward to doing it in person in the fall. Basically, this is TEDx MSU meets speed dating, because we have on 2 Saturdays about 54 MSU researchers that will give 15-minute presentations on their research to freshmen. By the way, it is open to all students, but there is an application, not just students in the Honors College. And then our objective is to connect these freshmen with researchers early in their academic careers, preferably in their first semester at MSU. And then we have money behind it, USP grants, Freshman Research Symposium grants through the Vice President for Research, INBRE grants. And so basically, our job is to get our students into labs and have them be paid for it. So this is the last in-person one that we have. We were in the Inspiration Hall, well over 200 students in the Freshman Research Symposium. At the same time, we had a leadership class going on as well. So this is a combination of both classes. Hike and Read, we're looking forward to Hike and Read in the fall. Hopefully all will be vaccinated so that we can do this. We go camping south of Bozeman with freshmen. Shannon's brother was the hike and read leader for years. I think every year. I think he did it for 5 years in a row, Shannon. I really do. It was pretty amazing. But anyway, we go camping with our freshmen. Friday night, we have a wonderful speaker on a book that everybody reads. Saturday night, a scientist. Sunday morning, we celebrate the arts and humanities. I play my cello. But if you look at the picture on the right, you'll see the animation of the students going to Hyalite Peak. I'm always amazed at how many students actually go all the way to the peak. And this is, I'm not sure if you can hear the sound. Yes, Shannon says yes. This is me playing my cello, America the Beautiful. The students are singing along. And this is a drone footage of the hike and read campground. It is really a special thing, and I'm so excited for us to do it again. And it makes me very nostalgic for pre-COVID days. Ski and read, we'll definitely do that in January next year. We usually go Martin Luther King weekend, go to ski in the park. There's nothing better than to be on the snow in the park for 2 nights. Great expeditions, our last in-person one was Cuba 2019. We got a fantastic trip to Greece and Turkey. Tippet Rise Art Expedition. We do this in the summer. Tippet Rise is near Red Lodge, Montana, and it's a phenomenal art center where we listen to world-class chamber music, go hiking, eat great food, hang around, learn about music, about art, about engineering, about sustainable practices. And then we also give concerts there. We've given honors musicales there since 2018. And this is the last one we did in 2019. Sold out performances, incredible music making. And we look forward to doing this again in the fall. Honors Academy, not going to happen. We'll just do a short version of it. I love to talk about the students about our location, about what a great place this is to be a student. The enrollment in the fall, we're a very big college, larger than what a lot of people think. We're 1,662 students in the fall of 2020. We're slightly bigger already now. You can see the distribution by college. The most students are actually in the College of Letters and Science, but this is because we count the pre-med students in there. They should really be in the College of Ag now. It's kind of a change that has happened, but I would say that most students in the College of Letters and Science, and then quickly after that, engineering, and then distributed according to the size of the colleges. But as is the case with Montana State University, the majority of the students, there's no question, are going into STEM-related majors. But I'm always careful if I say that, because many students elect to be double major or take a minor in Hispanic studies or economics or business. And I encourage our students to do that. I think it's a really good idea to get as much under your belt in the 4 years that you are at Montana State as is possible. Honors housing, as you know, all the quads are designated as honors. Then we have the 3rd floor in South Hedges. We have a floor in Hannon for women and a floor in Langford for men. Honors housing fills rather quickly, as you guys know. I loved it that the students in South Hedges, and last year, I didn't do it this year because of COVID rules, but had a cereal break at 9 o'clock in the evening. And this is the Reese's Powder Puff cereal song. I showed up to have cereal with them, which was really fun. I loved it. Presidential scholarships, we're getting ready to interview the students the next 3 days. We're very excited about that. 55 students will be here on campus. For the students who are not selected for the presidential as incoming freshmen, we have an incredible opportunity. It's called the Cameron Presidential Scholarships. And this year we will be again offering it to 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores, 2 juniors, and 1 senior. That's pretty darn amazing. So it's a presidential scholarship for students whom we missed for some reason in their freshman year as they entered, or they transferred in. But it's just phenomenal to look at these students because here we go. This is Logan Gunderson, who got into UCLA Medical School, and then Colin Hammock, a Bobcat football player who's now in Wisconsin in medical school. I look at these pictures and I see Goldwater scholars, and I see a Truman scholar. There's a Goldwater scholar. It's just pretty darn amazing. So I am so grateful that we have the Cameron Presidential Scholarship, because the gift from the Cameron family enabled us to give 3 more Cameron Presidential Scholarships for incoming freshmen, and then also 6 to 7 additional presidential scholarships. And there you go. There's Dr. Cameron in the picture. I'm so grateful for this award. We give very generous scholarships. You can see this was the 2020 class of Presidential Provost, National Merit, Montana University System Scholarship, and Cameron Presidential Scholarship. So it is a real investment in achievement. We're grateful for this. Honor students are very integrated as they are. You're sitting in the audience right in front of me right now as well. And students, I love it that the students started the crash pad, and that I love it that the students started the Bounty of the Bridges food pantry, recognizing before the pandemic even that students were housing insecure and that they were food insecure. I'm grateful that we have that right now. And all of this really started, I think there was one organization that set the tone, and that was Engineers Without Borders, about 12 years ago. And since then, I've seen an absolute explosion of students giving back to the communities. They're completely integrated: student government, advocates, orientation leaders, college ambassadors, exponent. You look at all of those things. Smarty-Cat tutors, a lot of honor students in there. And then the honor students started the studenting service in the American Indians Student Success Center. I love that. And then last year, when COVID hit, of course, we were all ready to do NCUR on our campus. And of the 400 Bobcats, 202 of them were students in the Honors College, and I was so proud that so many Bobcats were going to present at NCUR. The honors degree, this is an early picture of 2 students who graduated with their honors degree, and this was in 1969. And Robert Mungus is a chemistry professor in Germany, and the other gal on the photograph, is Jane Enderland, is actually, whoopsie-daisy, on our advisory council. To graduate with an honors degree, students need 2 semesters of a second language. They may certainly clip out of it. Academic achievement is 3.5 GPA and 16 credits in the Honors College. But just think about it, 8 of those credits are already text and critics. So you need 8 more, 2 semesters of a second language, and you've got 4 years to do it. I don't want to belittle the achievement to be a graduate with an honors degree, because a 3.5 GPA at a Research 1 university in difficult majors is not just absolutely easy to do. But I just want to show that it is manageable. The DIS degree, you have to combine 3 areas of academic study. You basically have 4 academic advisors, 1 for each academic area, and then Dr. Schultz, who oversees the DIS program. It culminates in a senior thesis project with a panel defense and a public presentation. Students can apply for the DIS the 2nd semester of their freshman year. And here is Miles Maxer, who just graduated with the DIS in last May. And he combined environmental science, political science, and also science communication. He just got word that he got into 2 fully funded PhD programs in North Carolina and in Florida. So that is exactly what the DIS was intended to, is to kind of really launch students into PhD programs, medical school, or law school. Last time we had an in-person graduation was in May. No, this was May 2019, and then this was May 2020. Yes. Oh my goodness. It was bittersweet. There were 2 honor students on the front page of the Chronicle, Logan and Ben. Students helped us design Aspension Hall, where our new home is. This was really fun. And this student over here, Garrett Agnew, let me just go back. This student designed the Jean Forte classroom right there on a piece of paper. It was pretty amazing to see. It was a dream come true. Picture of the construction crew, picture of Norm with the students cutting the ribbon. early in the morning. I took this picture on my way back from a dean's meeting early in the morning. We encourage students very much to take part in study abroad programs, National Student Exchange, and then we're very proud that we take all AP, IB, and dual enrollment courses. This is really important for students who come in with a lot of AP credits, because if they were looking at some elite private schools, if you were going to go to Harvard or Stanford, they'll say, oh, we're so glad you took all those AP credits, but guess what? We're not going to count a single one of them. And so it's very nice that at MSU students will get credit for those courses. The application process is holistic. Students have to apply to MSU first. During the orientation, for you as orientation leaders, we can do that in a day so that the students can possibly register for honors courses while they're here during orientation. But because of COVID, test scores are optional. We'll look at the students' high school transcript and their class rank and the level of courses that they've taken. We'll take an application essay, and the letter of recommendation during orientation can come a little bit later. But basically, we don't want to hold the students up and give them the option to register for courses while they're on campus during orientation. So this is at Hike and Read. That always cracks me up. That's a mousetrap, and you say push button for service. And I took this picture of Derek, and that night we had a terrible flood. So I will never push that button again. Okay, that's my presentation, guys. And so I would love to have your questions. And there's this wonderful afternoon sun that's coming in through the windows here. So I'm going to sit back a little. Shannon, thank you.
Yeah, so her question was, is there students that are maybe not a good fit for the honors college, or maybe need a little bit more time to prepare? Like, what are some kind of things that they should be looking for when working with these students?
Okay, so will the orientation leaders have access to the students' scores or transcripts or anything like that? Or could admissions kind of let them know if there's a high achieving student in their group?
Yeah, so admissions would have access to that information, but the orientation leaders won't. If the incoming student like has their transcript or something like that, they could obviously share that.
Yes, yes. Well, I think the first step would be this. That's a really good question. Is if a student ask the orientation leaders, "Hey, can I learn more about the honors college?" And I'm interested in applying. I think that would be the first step, because what that will show is actually it'll show some initiative on the student's part. Okay, and I think that is really important, because nobody should be forced to apply to the honors college. It's if they show the initiative to say, hey, I really would like to know more about honors, or I think I would like to be able to apply during this session to the honors college. That's the time when it's time to send it to send the student to us. By the same token, if you know that you have a really high achieving student in your group and they're not saying anything about, I don't think honors is for me, don't push it, because what's going to happen is they can actually apply to honors at any time during their academic career. And so we really don't want to push it. The honors class is going to be plenty big. And if a student is not entirely 100% sure that this is something that they want to do, this is the first time ever that I'm saying, don't push it. Because if that student is not going to be interested in it, it's probably not going to be a good fit. Does that make sense, Shannon?
Yeah, I think that was great. The only additional thing that I'll add is that the honors college is not binding. So if you join the honors college as a freshman and find that you are like overwhelmed, or it's just maybe not what you expected, students are not required to graduate with that honors degree. So there is a little bit of flexibility if they want to try it out and then ultimately decide it is or isn't for them after the fact.
I think that's really good for students to know. And if they, it's actually a little easier to start with the cohort, because they're going to do Hike and Read and freshman, that we really build a cohort together. There's multiple touching points, contact points for our freshmen, really build that community. So if a student enters late, it's a little bit different. It's a little harder, but it's not fatal. They can do that. And if a student joins honors exactly like you said, and they say 1 week in, no, I don't want to do this, That's totally fine. And the opposite is true too. A student might not start at honors and then decide that they want to transfer, and this happens all the time too, which is totally fine.
Did that help, Julia? Did you have any other questions? Lindsay, did you? Okay. What other questions do we have? Yeah, go ahead. She just worded that beautifully, and I'm going to try to repeat it. So the question basically was, for a lot of the upper division honors courses, some of them might, in like a STEM field, for example, if they're chemistry and if it's honors chemistry, it also fulfills their major requirements.
Yes.
So what are some examples of maybe how this might fit with arts and humanities, especially considering some of those upper division credits?
Great. So we've really been working hard to, especially the 400 level courses, to have interdisciplinary seminars. So that is why we have a wonderful art seminar that Paul Waldom teaches, but it's called From Creativity to Brilliance, or Creativity to Innovation. How do we use the arts to make us think creatively and solve problems? So, and again, not only is the subject matter interdisciplinary, but it's rooted in art. The students in the course will be from a variety of major, including art. That's why we have Shakespeare in performance as well. And so we've just really consciously tried to find ways to make those upper level seminars really attractive to students that are in many ways, and I'm in that category, I'm a musician, you know, to feel that they're going to be at home. So I'm so glad for this question, because just on Monday, they approved the Transformative Power of Music, which is now going to be a seminar in the arts with IA Core that students can take. And then political science came forward and said, hey, we want to teach a political science course in honors every spring. And I said, be my guest. So we're finally, after all these years of students saying, hey, can we have more social sciences, art courses? Well, basically what they were saying is, can we have more non-STEM courses in honors? And we've been working on it. We've heard it. And so we're finally, oh, and BGN 205, business came forward. And can I tell you guys all a little secret? I'm so grateful, because the honors budget is so small, and those departments are paying for it. So, yay, success. So, oh, somebody's going to say hello.
Oh, we have a friend.
Yeah, she brought it as a present. She loves web access, and she will always arrive, I'm not kidding you, with presents. She always comes with something that she's presenting. Today was Bunny. Okay, good. That's Rosie. Rosie, the queen of Corona. Yeah.
What other questions do we have? Yeah, Em? When does the Cameron Presidential become available for students, for some of those freshmen that maybe will have missed it by the time they attend orientation?
We just announced it this Monday. So it's always late February, early March. And then we give the students about 2-3 weeks to get the applications in. And then we interview them. It's an interview. It's like the presidential scholarship. There's an interview, and it is amazing. And I'm so grateful that we have it. And again, this was student driven. Years and years, students would say, Dr. Lee, we need a presidential scholarship for students who missed it for some reason. They missed the deadline. You know, we've had counselors drop the ball this year on great students for the presidential scholarship. The application never was submitted because the counselor did not drop the ball. How terrible is that? And so it's so wonderful that we have the Cameron Presidential Scholarship. I'm so grateful for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, thank you so much for taking time this week, because I know that you're also doing presidential interviews.
I know. This is actually a nice break. That's a nice break. Yeah.
Other questions? I think there was another one. Yeah, Julie. Yeah, so the question was, how much more of a time commitment is it for some of these students to kind of fit in honors throughout their college schedule?
You know, I've never heard a student say, oh, this just killed me time-wise. And this is also why We make sure that all our seminars are, they're all throughout the day and going into the evening. So, because what we know is that students have packed majors, and particularly in engineering, oh my gosh, they get their schedule in, and this is what you're going to be doing. It's packed. And so it's nice for us that we have our classes in the evenings. In general, I would say that students find that their honors classes is a breath of fresh air. They really like it because a lot of the STEM courses that they're taking, the answers are right or wrong. And in honors, what we deal with is things that have no answers. It's the gray. It's at the end, my predecessor, Mike Miles, always said, if at the end of an honors class you have more questions than answers, we were successful. Great success. There's no, that's the gray area. So yes, is honors calc harder? Absolutely. Is honors physics harder? Yes. Is my music and transformative power of music harder in the music class? No, it's not. All I'm asking is for everybody to come in with having read the readings and with all the lights on. Let's dig into these things and try and see if we can make sense of it. How do we make it better?
Yeah, and I'll just add to that to give you guys some background too. A lot of the classes that they might be taking are fulfilling a lot of that elective or the core, or it might be a direct equivalent to some of the things that are required for their degree. So it might be, of course, like Ilse is saying, like some reading or some critically thinking about the material, but ultimately it's going to be similar to a course that would just normally fit into your schedule anyways, right?
My puppy stole a pen. I better get it because she's going to swallow it. Hold on. She took my pen. And I've been at the vet 4 times because she swallows it. And then she's got anytime.
The challenges of working from home.
It is. Oh, here's my daughter. She's going to help.
Okay, what other questions do we have?
I do want to say one more thing about the major. So if for students in so many of their majors in their 400 level courses, if they have a capstone, a 400 level capstone with an R, that's an honors thesis.
Mm-hmm.
So we count things that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
Other questions? All right, what course do students need to take if they're in honors that you would like to see in their freshman schedule? All right, they know it.
Text and critics, yes. And
Yeah.
if for one more room, for one more, of course, the research and post. So, oh gosh, see this cute thing. Isn't she the best? She made me disappear. Oh goodness. Oh dear. Oh wow. Hold on. I'm back. Text and critics, the research symposium, and I can read in their freshman year. They've got 10 credits in honors in their freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Awesome. Anything else? All right. We'll kind of keep chatting a little bit more and we'll see if any other questions come up, but I'll share this recording on the screen too.
Oh.
And we took notes throughout the whole time, so we'll share that on D2L as well too.
Would you like me to hang around for more questions? I'm happy to.
I don't think they're raising their hands as much right now, but I think as we start to like talk about it a little bit more and more stuff might come up too. So I'll share your contact information as well. You and Dawn and Natalie and everyone that we might be working with this summer too.
Okay. Shannon, thank you. You do such a great job. You really are just a rock star.
I'm going to tell Kevin that he still has a photo that is circulating.
Yeah, yeah. Tell him we cannot remove that. We cannot remove that at all. And thanks, Kevin, to me, and thank you to you and to all the students in the pro. Soon we'll all be together again.
Yeah, can we give Ilse a round of applause? Yay.
Thank you, guys. Be well. Be well.
Thank you so much. Bye to you and bye to Rosie.
I will. She's, oh my gosh, look at this. She wants to go outside. She's the smartest puppy. Oh.
Bye, Ilse.
Bye.